Hello, family. Welcome to another episode of Delightful Insight. Thank you so much for joining me on elorasong, where we are focused on exposing joy in the journey. Now, for those of you who are just now joining us, and this is your first episode, thank you again for coming. You're more than welcome. But just so you know, this is just a platform for transparency. We'll get to expose and share our inmost thoughts and feelings. And what I do to encourage that is I send out text messages, personal text messages to family and friends, where I'm just sending out like thought provoking questions. And what I do is receive their responses via text, and I in turn respond via video. Okay. So it's really neat to receive the input, the responses, and what I do is, hey, here's my story too. It's really cool. You get to see the similarities and the differences, and get to see different perspectives. Okay, a common thread. So this week's question, well, today's question rather, is knowing what you know about yourself or life journey, what would you tell your 10-year-old self, your 18-year-old self, and 30-year-old self? And y'all, the responses I received were amazing. Okay. One young man mentioned, I would tell my 10-year-old self that you will grow into a strong, confident man, knowing that you stand out because of your genetic makeup and the kids will catch up later. He also mentioned that he was teased for his features and battled with molestation from a family member. We'll touch on that later. A young lady mentioned, I know for sure I would tell all of my younger selves to know their self worth. You don't need a guy to tell you that you are beautiful. You are beautiful inside and out. That Prince Charming will come one day and show you how you should be treated. Another young lady mentioned, I would tell my 10-year-old self, girl, stop clowning in these classes and help some of your fellow classmates with this math. It will save them in the future. Pay attention in church. It won't always be this boring, and never stop. And get more involved in ministries as you get older. Stay out of trouble. Another person, okay, a young man mentioned, I would take planning seriously. I would tell my 10-year-old self to take planning seriously. Another young lady mentioned, I would tell myself to try that banana, and just maybe I would find happiness in peanut butter and banana. I can't talk. I'm the same way. Lastly, a young lady mentioned, I would tell my 10-year-old me, be comfortable in your own skin. Don't act differently to impress people for companionship. Mm, powerful. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to tell my response. Oh, wait, one more. Sorry, one more I'll share. And a young lady mentioned, I was truly just enjoying life, and I was always dreaming of big things to come. Remember to be successful. All right. So, as I mentioned, I also respond with my answer saying I had to write them down because I was battling also with what to share, and that's not good. I just need to be transparent. I'm asking people to be transparent with me, so it needs to be reciprocated. So, as another viewer mentioned, they battled with being teased and molestation. I did also. And I didn't share that part of my life with anyone or that experience with anyone until until my early 30s. So I held on to that secret for 20 years. I later told my parents at 30 years old, my early 30s. So it's that stuff is traumatizing, y'all. And it sorry. So anyway, it messes with our adult lives. And the longer we hold on to it, the longer we're gonna have to battle with um, not only those experiences, but feeling like it's our fault, feeling just 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 battling. Okay, so anyway, just keep that in mind, and especially in these times, I know that there's children now that are confined in certain spaces and dealing with it right now, and that breaks my heart. So y'all, please say a prayer and send out positive thoughts to and for these children. Okay, please pray them up. So again, I wrote down my responses. So what would I tell my 10-year-old self? I would simply say, speak up. My dad told me a long time ago, and even as a child, because he knew I had this problem about speaking up, and he would say, "No one will ever know what you're thinking unless you speak your mind." You can't read your thoughts. And I heard him, but did I apply it? Nah, no. And even to this day, it takes some work for me to get there, right? Hold on, let me turn on my music. So it takes me some work to get there, but that's because for so long I practiced that of just keeping things to myself, not saying, hey, this probably wasn't right, but let me tell someone I trust, this happened. And the one time I did say something, it had to do with being, as someone else mentioned, being bullied, with features. I had big lips, I had dark skin, and my hair is kinky. Okay. And at the time, my mother cut my hair off because I didn't comb it. So, I was a hot mess. I was a tomboy. I was just like out there in the streets playing ball. I just look, whatever. That's what I was doing. So one day I went to school, and I will never forget this. I went to school, played basketball, stole the ball from one of the guys, and he said, "Get off of me, you monkey." So of course he said effing monkey, but what's the difference? He still called me a freaking monkey. So that messed me up. And this was a childhood friend that I grew up with, and I was just really distraught by that. And mind you, that was like that wasn't the first time I was called a name. This was just building up from the other things. I was called Blackie, Darky, told to sit in the back of the bus, big lips. I mean, people used to make fun of my lips, say, "Did you bust your lips falling down?" I mean, it was just kids were mean. I had a lot of bullies growing up. So of course, like I said, at 7 years old, my hair was straight. Had the relaxer in. And I didn't have relaxer. I had a hot comb. Had to get my hair hot combed, and it was down to my shoulders. And then of course, I get older and don't want to comb my hair, and it get chopped off. So of course, my hair, becomes another joke with the kids. My mama doesn't know that. She does that now. She does know now. Okay, but that's the type of stuff I faced. And I remember after that experience with on the basketball court, my dad picked me up from the after school program, and he knew I was distraught. He knew something was messed up because I was still crying. And on that drive home, this was the first time we really had a heart to heart about race, being black, being a woman, about racism. And it was almost, I want to say, looking back, it's almost as if I was told that to expect it, that it's not new, it's always happened, and it's happening to me now. So therefore, guess what? Times have not changed. My grandma had to deal with it, grandparents, great grandparents, parents, and now, unfortunately, you've been exposed to it too. And it was a hard pill to swallow, y'all. And even to this day, over 30 years later, y'all fill in the blanks. So anyway, I wrote that down. And it's another thing. Oh, so to highlight about the hair thing. So I remember, like I said, being made fun of. And I'm going to tell you now, I used to go home and do something. So I'm going to demonstrate what I did. And I'm almost positive almost every young girl will be able to identify with this. Stand by. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Stay right there. Okay? I'll be right there. Don't go. Don't go. So I would go home, put a t-shirt on, and pretend this was my hair. And I'll go in the bathroom, shut the door, and do this. Y'all, when I tell you, telling a young black girl that her hair is ugly, it's traumatizing. We go home. What I did, I went home, put on a t-shirt, put it over my head, and I would go in the bathroom, close the door, so I knew my mama or my dad wouldn't walk in on me, and do this. Pretend I had long flowing hair, just like the other girls of a different race that had flowing hair. Now, not to say there aren't any black women that have long flowing hair, but I didn't know that. It was not, uh, I won't say it wasn't exposed to me because it was. Like I said, there were women that had relaxed hair or hot combed hair. And like I said, I had that at 7 years old. But when I got made fun of for the kinkiness of my hair, like I said, I was a tomboy. My hair would sweat, stuff would shrink up. Didn't want to comb it, so therefore there it was. But I would go home and do this. Now, if I'm the only one, y'all fibbing. Y'all not act whatever. Y'all fibbing. Y'all know y'all did this. And I'll pretend. Today, however, I love my kinky hair. I love the course and to be able to pull it and, put in different hairstyles and shoot. It's cute. It's so cute. Okay. Okay. So speak up, little E. Embrace all that you are. You are beautiful. You are intelligent. You are awesome. You funny as heck, dog. And you know what? People feel really comfortable talking to you. You make some cool friends. You know what I'm saying? Do not doubt who you are. You are loved. Why? Because you were created by the Creator. Yes, indeed. So anyway, y'all, thank you so much again for joining me. It was an awesome experience to share this video with you. Again, we're going to go forward talking about what would you tell your 18-year-old self and your 30-year-old self. Woof. Let me tell you, I already got the responses, so I'm overdue for the videos. So they're coming. They're coming. But again, feel free to share, like, subscribe, and even comment in these videos and let me know your thoughts. Thanks again for joining me. And I wish you happiness, joy, prosperity, and abundance, all things freely given by God. Thanks again. Have a good day, and ciao for now.